Eagle Tax Administration Software, or ETAS, is a program that is used by cities and county governments in the Commonwealth of Kentucky to bill and track occupational, payroll, and net profit taxes. ETAS will allow you to bill your businesses, record the payments received, and then manage delinquent accounts. Here is a quick overview of the software. A more in-depth training video is available separately. First, we will log into the software. Okay, the most common screen that users will encounter is the business account screen. From here you can see that you have access to all of a business's demographic information, their mailing address, federal ID number, and contact information. You can page through your businesses using the controls up here, and you'll notice that there is a ongoing listing of when they made their payments, their payment history, any outstanding balances, any fees that they have paid, and then any extensions that they have applied for. Now, as more data is captured, these spreadsheets will get larger. Also, from here is where you assign the type of tax that the business must pay. In this particular case, this business pays only occupational tax, but you can change that to be a net profit as well just by selecting that, clicking OK. So from this point moving forward, they will then be billed for net profit taxes as well. If one of the businesses is no longer conducting business within your territory, you may change its status from active to inactive and then save, and this will prevent it from receiving any future bills for either net profit or occupational tax. And then if they start conducting business once again, all you would have to do is come in here and change from inactive back to active, and then they would begin receiving the bills again. In order to send out bills, you would go to the processing menu, and the first thing that you would do would be add occupational tax bills to all business entities, assuming that you want to bill for occupational tax. And what this will do is you pick the financial term that you wish to bill for from the drop down. In this case, with the sample data, there's only one listed. You would say OK, and what this does is it adds a bill to all of the businesses that are active and have been assigned an occupational tax type. From there, you would go to the mailing menu and select occupational tax bills, select your financial term. Again, there's only one in this sample data. Click on OK, and this will produce the occupational tax bill that you can then print and mail out. Now, ETAS comes with several different tax forms already created. However, if you have your own form that you would like to use, we will do our very best to reproduce it accurately within the software, and then these will print out on plain laser printer paper. So if you are using pre-produced forms, this could potentially save you some money because you will no longer have to pay to have those forms produced. Again, this is just one of the different types of forms that are come included with the software. Okay, once you print out your forms and mail them out, after a few days you'll start receiving payments. And to record those within the ETAS software, you would go to the processing menu, enter OCC tax payments, choose your financial term. Okay, you'll select your financial term, which in this case there's only one. Your payment date, that's the date that you would receive it. The account number you can either key in from the bill that was sent back in, or you can look it up. Then you would enter the taxable amount that they reported, a check number if you wish to track it. You'll notice it's already calculated the amount of the tax, a penalty because they're a year late, and interest because they're a year late. You can enter notes here. If they had filed an extension, you can check it here and it will track the extension request, but in this case we're not going to do that. Hit accept payment, and that payment has been posted. Now the calculations that were done there comes from this settings window here, where you can pick your form for the occupational tax, calculations for your penalties and your interests for the occupational, and the net profit separately. So once you have received your payments and you've reached the end of the reporting period to where the accounts are now delinquent, you can prepare a delinquency report to show those that have not paid. And you can use this report to call them up or send someone to go visit them. In addition to the report, you can also send out a delinquency letter. And so this will produce a letter that you can then send to the businesses that are late in paying and inform them that they are late. You can also produce mailing labels to either all of your active businesses, the ones that end up on the tax with an occupational tax bill or a net profit tax bill, or the delinquency, those who have a delinquency. And what this does is it creates a comma separated list that you can then export from ETAS and save it to a file, and then use the mail merge feature within Microsoft Word to create mailing labels or other types of letters that may not be covered with the ETAS software. There are several reports on the reports menu. We'll go over a few of them real quick. One here will be this accounts with balances. These are accounts that have either a credit or debit balance. And they would show up on here if they would have sent in too much money or too little money with their payment. Another one is this payments posted by date. This is a report that you would want to run at the end of the day to see what activity had occurred, and then you can use that to balance against your bank deposit. So as you can see, on this particular date, 3 payments had been entered. You can also run that payments posted by date for a longer period of time. Say you need to know for the entire month. Once again, with the sample data, these are the only entries from this month. However, we can drop back a year and do a whole year, and you can see that there's quite a few payments that are now showing up. And any of the reports within ETAS can be printed from these screens, or you can also export the report to a PDF or Microsoft Excel or a text document. Okay, that concludes this short overview of Eagle Tax Administration software. As mentioned earlier, there is a more in-depth training video available. Thank you for taking the time to watch this overview video of Eagle Information Services Tax Administration software.